What's happening? What's good? What's going on? Let's talk about the issue that was overshadowed by Ime Udoka's scandal, and that's the Brett Favre scandal because he's having one as well too. Apparently, Brett Favre was involved in some type of embezzlement of the Mississippi State funds, where he was able to get $8 million funded to him in order for him to use it to build stuff that he wanted to build. I believe a volleyball court, so on and so forth, which is interesting because around the same time that the story is coming out, it was revealed recently that Mississippi is suffering from a lot of issues regarding its water and whether the water is even drinkable at this point in time, and whether it's being taken care of, and if things are being done to the best of their ability to solve the water issue, right? Similar to what happened in Flint, Michigan. Now, I shouldn't say what happened because it's still going on. It's not really clear whether or not they solved the issue with the Flint water. And it's sad that this is happening in a first world country like America, where access to drinking water, good, clean, healthy, and legitimate drinking water is not available to everybody. That's crazy, right? So it's kind of funny how you have these stories coming up here and there, and it's not really getting the biggest media coverage. It's being swept under the rug. And the fact that Brett Favre, which is a beloved quarterback in the NFL, he was known as the gunslinger, and he did a lot of he had a lot of big and great plays, won a lot of Super Bowl titles with Green Bay Packers, but he also had the most amount of interceptions, and he led in fumbles as much as he led in yards, completions, and touchdown passes and wins. So, I mean, you play for a long time, you're going to rack up a lot of stats on every possible side of the board. But again, forget about Brett Favre's career as a athlete, right? Let's talk about him as a man and what type of man does this type of thing, where he's taking money from the welfare fund of Mississippi and Mississippian residents. That's crazy because this guy is a guy who made a lot of money in his career. He doesn't need to ask any government to fund his passion projects. He could raise his own funds or go to a venture capitalist like Kanye West did, like any other human being would do if they're looking to build something using other people's money. You go to a venture capitalist, you go to an angel investor, whoever you can, and they will help you build whatever measly volleyball court you want to build. So it's kind of shameful that Brett Favre, because he had a link with some type of government official, he decides that he's going to find a way to embezzle money from state funds. And again, there really is no way to explain this that will put him in a better light. And the other part of it is that he kind of denied that he knew where the money was coming from. That was coming from people's welfare checks and the welfare state fund. He said he didn't know, but then text messages were revealed indicating that he fully knew where this money was coming from, and he didn't care. He wanted the money and he wanted to use it for his purposes, and he didn't really care who he was taking the money from or who was being affected by the money that's being given to him. So if you ask me, if this goes to court, if this goes to trial, he should be punished to the very extent of the law, because we've seen people like Michael Vick get punished. We've seen people like Clinton Portis get punished with his scam that he did. We've seen people getting punished for PPP loans all across America. We've seen so many different people getting punished. Wesley Snipes for not paying taxes, Ja Rule not paying taxes, Fat Joe not paying taxes. I think it's time that we see another athlete of another persuasion get into the position where they're in state blues or state greens or Arizona pink, and their prison get up, or in the classic orange prison state jumpsuits, whatever the case may be. I think it's time for Brett Favre to end up in prison and serve some time for the shit that he was involved in. You let me know how you feel about this. You let me know if you agree or disagree. But again, all the things that I've read, I don't see how anyone could say that Brett Favre was not guilty of this, or that he wasn't aware of this, or he's not complicit. And I think it's about time that we hold people responsible. I just finished watching the documentary, or I guess the dramatization of the Jeffrey Dahmer situation in that particular story. And the biggest reoccurring issue with that series is the fact that people knew, police were aware, they were made aware. A lot of people complained to the police, and no one did a thing. No one cared. No one wanted to intervene. No one wanted to do above or go above and beyond, or even do the bare minimum, which is what's expected of them. Because if they would have done the bare minimum, if they would have done their jobs, if they actually cared about the people that they were policing and protecting, supposedly protecting, then none of this would have happened. He wouldn't have killed so many people that he killed, and he wouldn't have done that without any repercussions, to the point where now 17 people were murdered that we know of, and they're never coming back, right? And all because of sloppy police work, all because of judges who decided not to give him proper prison time, so on and so forth. And he was pretty much given a bly to do this again and again and again. And he wasn't a smart guy. He wasn't someone who was cunning. He was someone that it was clear what he was doing. And the authorities did not care enough to put him behind bars a lot sooner. So again, I like to see people who are guilty to go behind bars, to do their time, just like anyone else would if they didn't have the money to be properly represented. Because I think it's important that there are no more people like Brett Favre who feel that they could take advantage of others just because they're not as represented, whether it's in government or whether that's in just public policy. And I think it's time that we put these guys behind bars and try to take advantage of everybody else. Again, you let me know how you feel. Agree, disagree, like, comment, subscribe, and share, all that good stuff. Until next time, part of My Presence YouTube channel. Next move, best move. Peace.